Hey there, it's Eric Rokeach from FitnessBusinessInterviews.com. How's it going today? Wanted to tell you about something that is really cool coming up. So looking into things that were a bit different and try and find ways to help you grow your business, live the life that you want, and help some people and just move the industry in the right direction. And there's an event coming up called Fitness Fortunes Live. It's being hosted by John Spencer Ellis, and Kelli Calabrese. This is a really cool event, and I wanted to know more about it. So I got these two on the line. We kind of did a three-way interview call, which was really cool. They filled me in on all the details about it. And the one thing that I found out that was really unique about it is it's a bit different from some of the other events that are out there, and it's different in the fact that it's not just maybe for personal trainers or boot camp owners. It's definitely part of that, but there's going to be people there that are interested, that are training coaches, such as maybe a triathlon coach that's trying to build their business. There's going to be yoga business people there, which is really cool. There's going to be people who are trying to get an MMA business up. So it's going to be a unique mix where it's going to bring all of these people together and try and show them ways that can really push their business and their lives forward. And I wanted to share that with you because I thought that was really unique. Now, the other thing that I thought was going to be really good is I'm always looking to try and, show people that there's cool ways to build their businesses. And more importantly, I'm trying to show people how they can help push this industry forward and help more people. So what I'm going to do is underneath this video, when you get done with it, there's going to be a link there. Okay. And if you're going to sign up for the event, you go to this link, and it's only going to be on my page that I'm doing this. It's not going to be anywhere else. This link is an affiliate link, but what it's going to do is if you sign up through here, I'm going to take 50% of whatever comes in, and I'm going to donate it to a charity. And I'm going to donate it to the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of America. It's a charity that's near and dear to my heart, a lot of family members and friends also. And I figured it would be a cool way to help some other people outside of just building businesses. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to donate 50% to a charity, and I'm also presenting this to you so you can have an awesome resource to go check out, build your businesses, bring in some cool money, and start living the life that you really want. So without further ado, here is the interview. Hey, it's Eric Rokeach, and I am here with Dr. John Spencer Ellis and Kelli Calabrese, two of some of the most successful fitness pros on the planet, and they are here to discuss an amazing event that's coming up very soon, and that is Fitness Fortunes. So John, Kelli, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Eric.
Thanks.
So John, can you briefly explain to me just a little bit what Fitness Fortunes is about?
Well, it is something that is near and dear to Kelli and I, and we've worked a long time to put this together. And Fitness Fortunes Live is basically the culmination of all the different coaching that we do for fitness professionals to help them grow their own personal empire. And for some people, a personal empire is, being the person that is the go-to fitness pro in their town. Or for other people, creating a fitness empire is being on every channel and having a TV show and having best-selling DVDs, and then there's all points in between. So whatever it is to you, but we help you realize that full potential.
Okay, now you guys have organized this event, and it's a really great event. There's not too many places to go, but Kelli, can you describe a little bit, as a fitness professional, why an event like this is important?
Back in November of 2010, John and I sat down and we really looked over the last year. And this is one of the things that I think we're really great at is let's look at what happened in the past, what worked, what didn't, and then be futuristic. What's coming up. And what we did was we took a look at what are the questions that trainers are asking us? What are they calling us? What do they want coaching on? And some of the things we hear are their frustrations, that they feel stuck, that they know that they're knowledgeable, they have this passion, yet they feel like they're not getting the media exposure. There's so many more things that they want to do. So they call John and I and they go, we want to do what you do. We want to be just like you. So what we did is we pulled together the people who are our mentors, and we looked at every single area that we thought that it took to make an outstanding personal trainer in every way. And that included speaking, that included nutrition, that included what we call life management or time ownership. That was really important that trainers understand that because that's such a huge challenge. We also want to teach them how to make money with exercise, with social media, with video. These are the things that we do every day. So we pulled it all together in one event for them so that they can get it all in one weekend.
Okay, so there's no searching around. They don't have to go trying to pull all these parts together. You're putting it all together in just this one event.
Exactly.
Okay, and for everybody who's watching, I just want to let you guys know that this is brand new technology. This is something that we haven't done, this group call, so there may be a couple of glitches, there may be a few errors here and there, but just bear with us. We're going to make sure that we provide as much awesome content for you guys as possible. Now, John, one of the things that I know, and you and Kelly both know, is that there's a really high attrition rate in the fitness industry. Why do you think that is?
Well, it's not for lack of love of fitness or the desire to help people, because those are likely the two reasons that you got in the fitness industry and why all of us got in the fitness industry. But I think research shows, and is certainly the observation of Kelly and me, that people leave the fitness industry because they think, it's not necessarily true, but they believe that there is not enough money in the fitness industry. And that's simply not the case. What has happened is that in these situations, the people who leave the fitness industry with that belief haven't explored the options. They didn't discover the resources. They didn't have the right mentor. They had good intentions, but bad directions. And it's sad to me because there's a lot of really, really talented fitness pros who just say, no, I'm going to get into mortgage. Well, obviously that didn't work in the last few years. That's been tough. So, there is a ton of money in fitness. And I think, what is it, the National Labor Statistics, or I forget what the government agency is, but even they show that there is a huge growth potential in the fitness industry and in similar jobs that surround health and fitness and nutrition. But yet most people never realize their full potential because they're doing the wrong things with good intent. So why not do even better things and make more money and help more people and live your dreams? I mean, I can go on this forever, but I'm going to narrow it down to this. It's not as hard as you may be thinking. Like some subtle tweaks here and an adjustment here, and stop doing that and start doing this. And instead of using this software, use that one. It's like, little things like that. And suddenly everything changes. You're like, oh my gosh, I have a whole new career. I'm making a lot more money. I'm positively affecting the lives of hundreds or even possibly thousands more people. And I'm able to provide for my family better than ever. So it's frustrating for us. We want to help, and sometimes it's sad too because people are really good bail out, and they shouldn't.
And Eric, this is still a fairly new industry, and it's a very unregulated industry, and there is no one career path, which is good and bad. I mean, it's great because it's a wide open field and there's so much opportunity, but also for the new person coming in, they could get led down the wrong track. There's so many self-proclaimed gurus out there that make themselves out to look like a hero, and really it could be quite harmful to the career of the trainer. I know many trainers, even successful seasoned trainers who have been in the industry and sort of latched onto something that just about destroyed their business. So you have to really be careful in today's age that you're getting quality information from people who are ethical and have a true proven success path. And with the information age, it's so easy to get fooled, and many trainers have. John and I hear from them all the time, and we want to help those trainers get them on the right path this year.
Okay, you talked about the right information coming from the right people. Obviously, you guys have been in this a really long time, but you also, it's not just you who are going to be helping others, at least with this event, who are just a couple of the other people that are going to be joining you and providing some awesome information.
Well, the one person, I'm going to say the one person. The thing that I think is unique, most unique, is our keynote presenter, Topher Morrison, who's a friend of both of ours. He is a phenomenal speaker, a tremendously skilled speaker. And what he does equally well is teach you how to become a speaker. Now, some people think, oh my gosh, I can't get on stage. I'm going to freak out. I don't want to get in front of a bunch of people. That's not for me. And that's okay, because speaking effectively could be being able to communicate just like we are right now. It might be on a YouTube video. It could be for your blog post. It might be for some homemade exercise videos that you sell on your website as a download. It might be a news interview you do with your local NBC affiliate. It could be a guest on a TV show. It could be, maybe it's a reality show. Maybe you do want to take the stage and be able to speak effectively and command the attention and move people into action and make a big six-figure income as a health and fitness speaker. So it doesn't matter how you want to speak. What's important is that you know that you have to do it effectively and command the attention of the audience and move them into action to help them enhance their lives. So the attendees of Fitness Fortunes Live are going to learn exactly how to do that and then learn how to fit it in with their idea of their own personal fitness empire.
Okay, and Kelli, I want to kind of know the same thing. John's talking about presentation, being able to speak. How important is that to be able to really come across and speak and present the right way so that it actually can help improve your business?
You know, it opens up a lot of doors for personal trainers, even if it's something small, even if it means just starting out speaking to your own clients and they bring a guest with them. If it means speaking in a grocery store, if it means locally at your Chamber of Commerce, I mean, you need to start somewhere. It could be at the PTA, but you're instantly positioned as an expert. The minute you stand up in front of a group, you are seen as an expert. And your groups may start small and they may grow. You might go to a local corporation and do some lunch and learns. That could turn into a regular engagement for you, where once a month you go in as a paid speaker. There is a lot of money in speaking. It gives you an opportunity to share your message. It can be very fun, very rewarding. Once you've done several, it gets easier and more enjoyable. And you might even want to move into keynote speaking, which pays very, very well. I mean, some trainers could make more with one keynote speech than they do in months, literally. So there's so much opportunity there. And that's one of the things that I hear from trainers all the time. I would love to speak. So it's sort of in them and they get excited about being up there, being on stage, but they just don't know how. You know, they go, where do I start? I've never spoken before. So this is going to give them those insights and that confidence so that when they leave there, they're going to have the exact tools and steps to know how to do it and get started.
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. I think leveraging, being able to speak is probably the fastest way to position yourself as an expert. So that's a really great way to get in front of a lot of people and pull clients also. And John, I wanted to know, I mean, there's obviously a lot of mistakes made, in business, and you learn a lot. But when it comes to the fitness industry, personal trainers or people who are starting or running their own business, what's one of the biggest mistakes that they make, and what's this event going to help them, try and prevent that from happening?
Wow, that could be a long list. But I think just to summarize and kind of group it all into one thing is that through their excitation about fitness and exercise and helping people, they tend to go in a bunch of different directions. You and I spoke about this before. It's like, said stay away from bright, shiny objects because, it's like, woo, it's like a cat chasing the ball, or the laser pointer on the wall. And sometimes you get all this information, you get really excited, but what we want to show you is what really works. What are you doing right now that is absolutely a complete waste of time? And if you did it continually, 10 years from now, you're no better off. And I guarantee you, unfortunately, there are people watching this video, they go, oh my gosh, I have been doing exactly the same thing for 5 years and I'm in no different position than I was then. Well, guess what? If you don't do anything different, then you will probably be doing the same thing 5 and 10 years from now if you don't leave the fitness industry and pursue something else. So what we want to do, and the biggest mistake people make is they lack the clarity and the direction of a clear path that leads them to financial success and career fulfillment. And we want to give them a fair and honest assessment and also give them the tools and resources to a clear path, but also the tools and resources for themselves to be able to recognize what is good and what may be a waste of time. Even though something may be fun, like a lot of times people go, well, I like that, that's fun. Well, you can still have fun, but if you spend all your time just doing something because it's fun, then you may have nothing to show for it at the end of the day, the week, the month, or the year, or the end of your career. So simply because something's fun doesn't mean it's necessarily the right thing to do. I'm not saying do things that you hate. I'm saying there are probably other things that you will enjoy equally well, which yield something much greater in the end.
Okay, and Kelli, similar type of thing. I want to switch that though actually to the media. We talked about speaking before, okay, and guiding people in the right direction. People maybe doing the same thing 5 years, doing it wrong, especially when it comes to the media. How is this event going to help people maybe guide themselves towards presenting themselves to the media so that their business can be more effective and they can bring in more clients?
We actually have a whole session on media. And I know for some people, media is overwhelming. I mean, they don't know where to begin. They don't fully understand Facebook, and I won't pretend that I'm the expert there. Or how do I use Twitter? Or what's the difference between the two? And is it worth it to do LinkedIn? And how do I get in the newspaper, and what do I do when the paper calls me? And what about when I do get that opportunity to do a 6-minute segment on TV? How do I get my points across, and how do I make sure that I keep them on the path? Because sometimes interviewers go off on a different tangent. And, what do I do when people ask personal questions? We want to be able to teach them, how do you get the media's attention? And then once you do, how do you give tight and bright information that's going to want them calling you back, but is also going to get your message across so that it ultimately is going to bring you in more business in a variety of different forms, because you never know whose eyes are going to see it. So we teach them all of those things in this session, and I know a lot of trainers are confused about it. They don't know how to use that information. John has studied it much more extensively than I have. I've actually hired people to do some things for me. So we're going to teach people so that they can understand, where do I begin? How do I use this to my advantage? If I'm not using social media, I'm going to be left behind. People are never going to find me, and it's going to be a much slower road to success. So we want to help you accelerate that by giving you the facts today.
Okay. And John, that's, the media side of things, obviously, very experienced in it, like Kelly says, can be a bit overwhelming with all the social media, TV, radio, print ads. How are people going to benefit from this by going to the event, just focusing on it at that one event instead of grabbing it from everywhere else?
Well, there's certain media opportunities that are more advantageous than others. Sometimes there are stepping stones and sometimes there aren't. I mean, sometimes you may get a huge opportunity without smaller opportunities leading up to it. And you have to know how to handle that, and how to handle yourself with the media. The media has protocol. It's not just how you present and distribute a press release, but how do you communicate with the people that are within the media? And what is the terminology with the media? How do you prepare yourself for an on-camera appearance? How do you do what's called a button, which is basically to close your thought to where you have a concise ending and it leaves people engaged and interested in what you had just said. There's a lot to media, and it's not just getting the media, but then it is doing well while you are featured in the media, whether it's print, cable, TV, a blog, or whatever. And then following all that, how do you benefit from the media exposure? Do you have a product or a service or an offer in place that you can correlate with the media exposure? And how do you, or do you need to plan your business a little differently leading up to and following that media exposure? And then how do you use that information that was in the media and social media, on your Facebook and your Twitter, and how do you repurpose it, and who has the rights to it, and all that kind of stuff? Because if you just go on the morning news and you do a 3-minute workout for women's sexy arms in their summer dress because it's getting warmer outside, that's cool. And you probably have some really good exercises that would show some muscle separation between the delts and the tris and the bicep, right? That's cool, but we all know how to do that. So then what? Then what do you do with it? How do you make that something really cool to where your business thrives because of it and you just didn't do a cool arm workout,
One of the cool things, too, is we as fitness professionals know that, nutrition is the key to pretty much everything. But a lot of trainers leave that side of things off the table. And what I mean by that is, they tell all their clients, okay, you got to eat right and do all this stuff, but they don't use that as a way to maybe help their business. So Kelly, maybe a couple ideas or things that you have, and maybe someone with the nutrition side of things, how that, using that in their business, could help them grow their business.
I actually just completed the nutrition seminar, handouts, and PowerPoint yesterday, so I'm so excited about this presentation. And, we're going to talk a little bit about the reality, which I know most trainers are familiar with, but we're going to talk about, toxicity and how even if clients are doing the basics, it's still not enough. But how can trainers capitalize on nutrition? Most of them are doing nothing. Some of them have some piece of the puzzle, but it's not earning them nearly the percentage that nutrition relies upon in the whole formula. So some people say nutrition is 30%. Some people say nutrition is 80%. But is that representing 30% or 80% of your business, for example? Let's say it's 50-50. If we're just looking at diet and exercise, is 50% of your business coming from nutrition? If it's not, well, we're going to show you how. What are some of the things you can do? Everything from food logs to using nutrition software, having affiliate programs, selling meal plans, grocery shopping tours, supplements. I mean, we're going to cover some ways you can make some serious money in a safe, healthy, effective way using nutrition, and it's going to be simple. The trainers already have the tools that they need to do this. They just don't realize that they're there yet. And their clients are going to see results like no other. And one of the things that convinced me was I got some of my clients started using some nutritional supplements and programs. And at the end of a 4-week boot camp, they were lined up like I've never seen in 4 years of teaching boot camp. But in 4 weeks of using the nutrition supplement program and meal replacements, the results were phenomenal. They were so excited. And that was really the defining moment for me where I just said, that's it. You know, we've got to do this, and we've got to share this in a big way, because your clients are spending money anyway on nutrition. If they're not getting it from you, they're getting it somewhere else. They have to eat. They're buying supplements. They're trying other crazy things. So if you're really going to be the expert and you're really going to be the source, we want to show you how you can do that in a professional, safe, healthy way, help your clients, and make a lot of money doing it.
That's really cool, Kelly, that you're going to be able to show everybody how to do that, how to make money off the nutrition things. But we're talking about media, we're talking about speaking, all these things. And you guys know, as business owners, time is the most valuable resource. How is this event, John, how is this event going to help teach them to be more efficient with their time so that they're getting the best bang for their buck and bringing in more clients and money to the business?
Well, part of it goes back to what I was saying earlier, is that you will learn what works and what doesn't. And that doesn't necessarily mean what works for us, because we are all unique. But what works as far as systems, ideas, strategies, tools, and resources. So, you know, if there is a software program that works better than another one, we're going to share those ideas. If there's a video camera that seems to be inexpensive but really fast and easy to use, and you can get things up to YouTube quickly, we're going to share that information. But aside from sharing technology ideas, and then we'll have, you know, audience interaction, all that kind of stuff, and, you know, without it getting too crazy, we'll have people interject their different resources as well. And that's one of the cool things about a live event. You get to learn from all the other people's cool experiences. But also, Kelly, this is the one that Tom Terwilliger now is teaching, right? So basically, it's you know, time and efficiency. The only thing you can't make more of is time, ever, no matter what. So because of that, you have to be really, really efficient. And most people waste their time. You know, we've all been guilty of that. And so if you're wasting your time and it's gone and you can never get it back, well, how much further down, how much further behind are you? So if you can always stay on top of it, always be really exact with everything that you execute, you're going to be that much further ahead. And what's cool is that you see the results from stuff like that very quickly. With a week of being highly efficient and highly streamlined and automated when possible will yield better results than the previous 3 months of clutter and disarray.
And Eric, this session was really important because personal trainers are constantly saying how they have no time. They are a slave to their client's schedule, and they don't realize how to set boundaries. They don't realize how to create their ideal day. They don't know that a trainer will adjust to work within the schedule that works best for them. They don't know how to fire clients. They don't know how to pick the right clients that they truly want to work with. And then hiring people scares a lot of trainers, and they don't know how to make the correct hires. So Tom will be teaching them those things. We want them to be efficient. We want them to enjoy their time. We want them to get paid while they're not working. We want them to be earning while they're sleeping. And, this should be an enjoyable process for them. They should wake up, bounce out of bed, and be thrilled every single day. And I don't know very many trainers who do that, but it is possible. And Tom is the exact guy to teach it. He has 7 pillars of what I call life ownership. I think he calls them a victory. That he's going to share with them, that's going to make a complete difference in how they view, how they can manage their time, their money, their career, their family, their health, their workouts, everything.
John, one of the other things that you're going to cover, and it's important, which is really cool, this event's going to have everything. We were talking about nutrition, speaking, all sorts of different things, but the importance of video right now is really, really high, and explain a little bit how that's going to be able to help a couple fit pros help their business.
Well, it's going to help more than a couple. I think it should help everyone. The video is imperative. We all learn differently, visually, auditorily, or kinesthetically. However, it seems that a huge percentage of fitness pros tend to be visual. And no matter what, having a visual learning tool will always enhance the learning process, even if you're more kinesthetic, because it's another way of absorbing the information. But what is also important is that it allows you to connect and bond with the person who's speaking, because you know their mannerisms, their characteristics. It lets their personality come through. And although photos can do that, and you can in words, there's something about the inflection and the tonality and the volume and the excitation in their voice or whatever it is that lets you connect with them on a deeper level. And creating that bond with your client or potential client is really, really imperative. Now, obviously, I'm just talking about, you can make an educational video like we're doing right now, or, it can be a training video, it can be a sales video, whatever it is, but video is incredibly imperative. But then it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, learning how to speak effectively. Not only do you need video, but you need to come across as credible and likable and be able to convey your message effectively on video. So that's why, obviously, they tie together. But then, now that you know how to speak effectively, you have a cool little video camera, you learn how to make a video and convey your message and have pretty good video quality, and maybe learn a couple tricks in iMovie or some easy editing software. Then you have to put it up on YouTube. But then once it's on YouTube, how do you tag, title, and describe and place it up there in a way to where it will be found and indexed as you want it to? But then after that, what about all the other video sites? And how do you embed the video properly into your blog? And how do you use it with Facebook? And how do you syndicate it? And how do you do RSS, really simple syndication feeds of these videos in a fast, easy, efficient, reproducible, that's hard to say apparently for me, reproducible way. So it's not just speaking, it's not just having a video, but it's speaking effectively, making a great video, making it fast and easy, getting it up there, and getting it out to everyone in a very expeditious way.
And part of that, and once they have that and getting it out in different ways, people will be able to create their own products with it and help reach a broader audience. So Kelli, part of this event is going to be talking about info products. Can you just describe a little bit about that and what's going to be taught and how it's going to help people?
Sure. There's a lot of trainers who have great ideas, and some people may think, there's already too many things out there. Why should I create a workout book or another video? But the honest answer is, if you're sitting in your chair and you see somebody else's product and you go, darn, that was my idea, or I had something like, they are no smarter than you. They just took a risk that you were afraid to take. So part of it is that we want to tell you that even though it might seem that there's a lot of products out there, your product may just work for your niche. It may be something that you sell to your clients and your community, and it starts small, and then it can grow from there. But the products are important because it all ties together. So for example, some of you may go beyond your community, and at some point as you're doing interviews, they're going to say, well, what's your title? And you want to be able to say author of, or that you have a weekly interview that you do on a podcast, or you want some title probably other than just personal trainer. They want to know, what are you connected to? And if you're going to go out and you're going to do all this, you're going to speak and you're going to make videos, it makes sense to connect it to some sales. So you want at least some signature product that you can bring with you when you do these corporate lunch and learns, or you get on TV for a few minutes, or you have an opportunity to be on TV. And it's all important and all connected. I'll just give you a quick example. I was asked to do an interview last month for The Biggest Loser, and I had to jump through a bunch of hoops that probably a lot of other personal trainers were not able to do. They wanted to see video, and they wanted to have testimonials, and they wanted to see products. And I bet the average personal trainer, even though probably an outstanding trainer in phenomenal shape and very athletic and lots of great qualities, if they didn't have all those pieces together, they would probably be passed over. And it gives you more reasons for people to find you because you have a cookbook, or you have some meal plan, or whatever your niche is. And that's what I'm finding in the industry. There's so many different niches, and all of them are great. And at this event, we're inviting them all. So if your niche is kettlebell or yoga, there is definitely room for more product and something that will serve you and your customers and your business. You really almost have to have something today. If you're going to put all the effort into it, you should have a product that you can earn on.
And I think this is great because you're combining all of this. But one of the things that's going to be really cool about this event, and John, I think you call it the inner heckler.
Well, it's John Heffron, the comedian, calls it the inner heckler. But yeah.
Okay, because this event is going to cover that side of things, which I think is really great, because a lot of events, maybe can go out and they could say, okay, do this and do that. But if you don't have your mindset right, you're not going to be able to progress or do anything. So, John, I want you to just talk a little bit about mindset and maybe how this event will help them, put them on the right track.
Well, I mean, if anyone watching this has known me for any length of time or known of the work that I do, I feel strongly that we need to evenly combine personal development with fitness, because we are only going to be as good or as effective as our mind and our understanding of ourselves and our capabilities, not just our physical abilities. Going quickly back to the inner heckler, our friend is world-class comedian John Heffron. He won Last Comic Standing, tours all over the country, over the world actually, doing stand-up comedy. And he's going to not only perform for us during a comedy routine, but he also has developed a program called Stand Up to Your Inner Heckler, a little play on words. But we all have that voice at some time, for some reason, that says, you don't have the right resources, you don't have the right education, you don't have this, your family, whoever it is, Becky, Bob, Sue, doesn't support me, I don't understand internet technology enough, I can't speak effectively on camera, whatever story you told yourself, which probably is over-exaggerated and you're probably a lot better than you think you are, well, that voice can really hold you back. It's not saying that you ignore all the messages your brain's giving you, because it's there for a reason. What's important is that you silence the voices after you listen, and you silence the voices that are very disempowering. And you learn to give yourself a stronger voice for the wisdom you get from within that tells you can do it, and you do have the resources, or you can find the right resources. And so, believe me, this is not going to be, as Topher calls it, a happy clappy event, a happy clappy, where it's like a foo-foo personal development. It's not that, I assure you, because that's not our thing. We do think that you have to become a more complete person, not just a complete fitness expert. Because if you look at anyone who's really, really successful in our industry, or in other industries as well, they're not just good at their one skill set within that industry, fitness or not. They have other interpersonal skills. They have good communication skills. They have a good sense of self. They don't take things too seriously unless it absolutely is imperative. And it's important to know yourself at a much deeper level and be able to rise to the occasion because you have the tools within you to do so. And that's about as foofy as we're going to get with that. But there's always an interjection of, how do you prepare yourself for this mentally? How do you emotionally become optimal, to where you're better able to handle situations or crisis or challenges that may arise? And then when you get to a given level of success, whatever that is for you, how do you stay focused and stay in control and have such a strong sense of self that you never lose yourself and you never compromise your goals, your values, your dreams, your beliefs, and you keep the people in your life that, close to you that are important to you.
Very cool. Now, Kelli, events like this are always great. We're going to be learning all this, but one of the best things, and I think it's going to be one of the keys to this event, is networking. We've got all these fitness professionals going there. Just tell me a little bit about what type of networking possibilities could happen at this event.
The networking starts on Friday night immediately. In fact, that's our first event. It's a meet and greet where all of the attendees will have a chance to be there with the speakers and our panelists. And we're just going to be in a beautiful ballroom with a courtyard, and we'll have unlimited time to get to meet and greet each other. And everyone will have name badges on. And those who are NESTA certified and have different affiliations through John Spencer Ellis's companies will have things like Adventure Boot Camp and MMA and Tactics, so they can sort of identify the different groups that they're with. And then we have a VIP lunch on Saturday where those who selected that sort of premier registration will have the opportunity to have lunch with John and I and his beautiful wife, Kelli, and all of the other speakers and panelists. And then Saturday night is open, so people are getting together as groups. And there's going to be time on Sunday as well. We also have a panel discussion that we're having where they can ask unlimited questions at any time to our panel. So we're going to be giving them prompts all along to sort of save some of their most pressing questions for our most expert panel. So lots of opportunities in the 2.5 days to network.
Hey, Eric, there's one thing I wanted to mention. Kelli mentioned that we're going to have badges. When you come to the Fitness Fortunes Live, everyone gets a lanyard, which basically, your name and where you're from. But in addition to that, we have a lot of different groups of people, from Impact to Tactics to Adventure Boot Camp to our MMA Conditioning Association to our life coaches to triathlon coaches. I mean, you can see how diverse it is. Some of those people want to connect and learn, if person A is doing something really cool, but person B is doing something really cool as well, but you can exchange ideas, then we want to give you that opportunity. But that by no means indicates that if you do not belong to any of those groups that you won't have anyone to talk to, because everyone is going to be exchanging ideas from everyone. And this is the interesting part. Who would think that, a triathlon coach could learn a business strategy from a guy who teaches conditioning to cage fighters, or someone who does life coaching can teach someone who does yoga some information? I mean, we all have skills and information that we can exchange. And that's the cool part about this to me, is learning commonalities where previously people thought there were none or couldn't quite see the correlation or how it all fit together. But everyone's so cool and wants to share and is there to learn and exchange ideas and information. And so, yes, there will be indicators of, kind of what the people do, but it doesn't mean that if you don't have a particular badge that you can't interact and get information from the people.
Absolutely. And we're going to wrap up here. Kelli, I want to talk just a little bit about the panel, because that's always a really cool thing, and I think this is going to be so important. So can you just tell me what that's going to be about, maybe a couple of people who are going to be involved with it?
Throughout the event, we are going to be asking people to write down their most pressing questions, whatever that is for them. And we are getting people from a variety of backgrounds. So whether they own a kettlebell gym, or they're a triathlon coach, or they're just getting started, or they have multiple studios, everyone is going to have different questions. Well, we have selected an incredible panel of seasoned experts with a variety of different backgrounds, from Mr. Universe to fitness competitors, to police officers who have been in this industry for a long time, who have a lot of media attention, to people who manage events. I mean, they're just going to be able to shoot questions from every angle and get some solid responses from this panel of guests. So, we're very excited about that. We always get great feedback on the value of that panel discussion at live events that we do. So it's a great opportunity as we're wrapping things up for people to get those questions answered in an organized way. This way they're leaving and they feel like they have some real solutions that they can go home and dig into.
All right, now I just want to know a little bit of the details because this is going to be really cool. So John, can you just tell us when the event is, how much it's going to cost, and what are the options?
Well, it is May 20th through 22nd of this calendar year, 2011. Of course, this is just the first of many. It's just $297, and I actually am going to move the screen here because I'm trying to remember how much the VIP is. Oh, it's only $447 for the full VIP treatment, and the website has all that information that lets you know all the extra cool goodies you get for the full VIP treatment. One thing I want to emphasize to kind of button this whole thing up, people often talk about something being life-changing. And it's important to know that it's more about life-enhancing. Change my life. Well, you don't necessarily have to change your life, but you can enhance it. So everything you currently have and experience can just be brought to the next level. So I would like to emphasize that this is more of a life-enhancing experience, not just a life-changing experience. So whatever you're doing right now, you can take it to the next level and the next and the next, and you can make more money, positively affect the lives of far more people, and live the life of your dreams and provide for your family. And, take it to whatever level you want to. We have the people, the tools, the resources, and the experience to help you do that. And most importantly, we will help you do everything according to your goals, your dreams, and things that honor your values. And we never compromise that.
Where exactly is the event being held?
The Hotel Intercontinental. Or I could have that backwards, the Intercontinental Hotel, but I think it's the Hotel Intercontinental. It's on the website. We've been focusing on other details rather than the specific name of the hotel. That's funny. I think it's called the Hotel Intercontinental. They have a specific name because they're all over the world.
Continental.
Yeah. Okay.
Intercontinental. There you go. I guess they just redid the gym. They just redid the spa. And everything is brand new there. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful place.
All right, Kelly, anything you want to add special about this event?
Yeah, I would just say to those trainers and coaches who are sitting home and who are frustrated and who know that there's more and know that they are destined to reach higher levels, that you can't keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. I recently just came back from a conference. It was 3 days, and I didn't realize how much I needed it and what a difference that it made for me. I came back so energized, so fired up, and so refocused that it has just helped me tremendously. It has completely given me that boost that I needed, even though I'm pretty fired up most of the time. So if you're that trainer who just feels like it's time, I can't do this on my own, I need some more information, what I'm doing is not working, do whatever you can to be at this event. We made it very affordable. We are going to pour everything into this event. We would love to have you there. If you're thinking it's not for you, you're wrong. You're going to get a ton out of this event. So we invite everyone to come to Dallas, May 20th through 22nd, and I look forward to personally meeting you.
And John, Kelly, this has been great. You guys, thanks again and have a great day.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.